That is hot. On like Facebook, I was talking to some friends and stuff, and about to go to bed when suddenly I get this message that says, and I'm like, wow, he's bold. No, babe, no. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're having a great day, great night. Logan, what are we filming today?
I'm drawing a blank.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We're filming. How we met? How did you forget? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day, great night. Logan, what's our video about today?
How we met.
How we met. We're gonna tell a story, and hopefully it's not too long, but I feel like it's gonna be really long, and we'll see how this all goes. So, the beginning. I came out of the birth canal. Just kidding. No.
TMI.
Where should we start? I think I'll start kind of with my part, and then we can go into your part.
Okay, backstories on both.
Yeah, we need some backstory about how we got to where we were at, because it's kind of crazy. So I was living up in college town. A lot of people didn't really like it. I love living in the country, away from everyone, in the middle of nowhere, you know, and I hated it. I really just wanted to get, one, I want to get my own place away from roommates, and two, I just wanted to get out of the city. And so I've really thought about the whole trailer dream, about living in the trailer and stuff for forever, and I've been thinking about heavily the end of last year, but it just didn't really, it was hard to like jump on the whole aspect of thing, and then it was over New Year's, I was like, I'm gonna go for it. So I put up my contract for sale and was trying to sell it, and so during that time, I decided to go to church down in a smaller town, and I was gonna try a bunch of different wards in our church. What Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints is like the congregations, and normally it's by the areas that you live in, but they don't really want you to go outside of yours because it just creates this community. But I just felt like I needed to go and get like a new view of things and all that. So I was gonna start going to different ones until I found one. Well, I found this one, the very first one I went to. I just felt like I should stay. So I was there for a week or two, and there was this story about someone who, and this is after I've been trying to sell my contract too for a bit, and it wasn't selling. And the guy was telling the story about how he was trying to sell his house, and it was during the recession, and it was super hard. And then at church, he had this prompting that his house would sell that week. And I kind of had this thing of, your contract will sell this week, and I was like, this is crazy. So, well, it did. My contract sold that week. I ended up moving out my parents for a bit, and then found the trailer, and then did all that stuff. Also during this, I've dated a whole lot. A lot. Y'all know, so Logan was my 91st date. First date. And I was like done. I've never dated for fun, but I didn't want to date for fun at all. Like, I was like, I want to be serious. And I told God, I said, I do not want to go on another date unless it's the person that I marry. And I did go on a couple dates with guys that were really, really nice. Nothing happened. But that was my big thing. It's like, I need to know before I pursue anyone. I need to know on the first date that they're the one. So, but also I got to the point where the trailer, I thought if I moved to this trailer, it would be like the sign of like, I'm not getting married. I'm just like going single. got a dog. He was ready to get my dog. I didn't get him quite yet, but I was like, here's my whole thing. So I started going to that ward for a few weeks. Nothing was happening. And then till 1 week. So about a month after, probably a month and a half after I started going to that ward, will be the Sunday that we'll pick off in a second. So let's go to your backstory.
So, I guess my story starts towards the end of my service mission. It was always up in the air whether I was to go to college or whether I was going to go to a trade school. So my sister, she had a contract down to Cedar City to SUU for a house and her schooling. She was single at the time, not single, but she was dating somebody at the time, and she was needing someone to come and share the rent. So I thought about it, and I figured, oh, what the heck, I'll go down to SUU and try and get my degree down there. So COVID hit, get pulled out early, get pulled out in March. I start working again. I go from the plumbing world to the construction world, and just work up until I go to school, start school. Soon figured out schooling was not my thing. Flunked out of all 5 classes that I took, and I'm not supposed to be here. What am I supposed to be doing? It was a hard time for me. So about November of last year, I decided I'm done. I'm not doing SUU anymore. I'm just going to go work away. The machining world has always been a high interest of mine. Since high school, I've been really good at CNC work. So I started looking into CNC schools, gunsmithing schools, something to do with machining. Got out of SUU, came back home, started working again, just trying to find myself, or trying to find where I fit in. Started going to the branch here in town for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. For those who are not aware, there are things called wards and there are things called branches. A little bit of church. Church subject here. Branches are the smaller branches are smaller, and then the wards are
like a normal congregation.
Wards have more people than branches. Branches are normally between 20 to 150 people.
Yeah, I say 20 to about 90. It just depends.
And wards are anywhere between 100 to 400. So with that said, started going to the branch.
Well, let's pause right here. What we didn't know was the time he went to the branch and then I went to the branch, we started on the exact same day.
Well, if we're going to clarify, I tried going the week before, but they didn't have church that weekend.
Yeah.
It was state conference here in the state.
So yeah, we ended up going the same day, but we didn't meet each other right off. We didn't even know each other existed, which was weird because I was looking around at people. I was paying very much attention to everyone there, but I didn't ever see him somehow. It was just weird.
Well, when you go to a new ward, you never know who's new
That's true.
who's. That's one thing I've learned over the years. Like, you never know who's new if it's your first year, your first day there.
It's true.
So time goes by. That's back in January is when we started, right?
Yeah.
Come March, I was given the chance to give a talk at sacrament meeting.
And sacrament meeting is like our main meeting, where I know in a lot of religions that's where like usually the pastor or whatever will speak, but instead in our church, all the members are given opportunity. They're asked to speak. Give talks and kind of share their experience on different things.
Everyone has a chance to share the gospel. It's one of the great things about church.
Yeah.
We didn't mean to make this a churchy thing, but
it is like in a lot of stuff.
So come March, I'm given the chance to give my mission report, which is very common for return missionaries. So I tell my mission story, which could be a whole other shindig. And afterwards, there's this girl that comes up to me and says, "I loved your talk. Do you remember an Elder Stowe?"
So let's pause right there and I'll go back to mine. So I'm completely happy at being single at this point. I'm like, I want to be there. Like I'm happy where I'm at, with my goals and everything. But of course, I still want to get married. I'm really struggling with like the just a lot of different things I've gone through. I didn't really want to date. I wasn't really open to the idea of dating, but yeah, I still wanted someone. And I finally kind of came to terms. It's like I was ready to start looking for someone again, because there was a bunch of different stuff and I just didn't want to date for a bit. And it was a couple days before I finally was like, God, I'm ready. Like I want to do this. And I just had this like distinct thought in my head of, you're gonna meet your husband on Sunday. And I was like, that's weird. Like, it's probably in my head. I'm just coming at, like, you just come up with thoughts in your head. So I went into church just like paying very close attention to all the guys there of like what could be happening. So there's 2 guys giving these mission reports. And so the whole entire time I'm like thinking, I was like, well, could it be them or it could be someone else? But Logan, he's giving his talk. And I love like woodworking and crafts and like building stuff. And I love someone who can like do all this stuff. So during his talk on his mission, he was the mission handyman, right?
Do you want me to go into it?
Yeah, you go in.
So early in my mission, which is very uncommon, so the mission is broken up into your proselyting elders and then your office elders, or sisters, depending.
Yeah.
Yes, another side note, elder is a term used in the church for someone who is full-time preaching the gospel. As members, we are expected to share the gospel in any way, shape, or form that we can. But as a male, elder is your given title to share the gospel. So very early on in my mission, I remember I'm in the Dominican Republic speaking Spanish, trying to learn the language. I am about 3 months out, or 3 months in. I went through my training, my 6 weeks of training in the MTC, Missionary Training Center. I had 6 weeks out in the field with one of my companions, and then after that 6 weeks, I get a phone call from our mission president saying, Elder Webster, we are wanting you to come into the office and become the mission handyman. I'm sitting there like, oh goodness. So just to stack things up, I am learning the Spanish language. I will be, as if I'm telling the story from that phone call, still learning the Spanish language. I cannot speak a lick of Spanish. I sucked at it. I will be receiving a Latin companion who did not speak a lick of English. I will be driving in a country that has 0 traffic laws. Fun story I'll get to here in a second. A couple fun stories. And I am to continue proselyting. So the normal missionary schedule over there is you'd wake up at 6:30, do all your studies, breakfast, everything, leave the house at 10, get back at 12, lunch, more studies, leave the house again at 3, and then get back by 9. That was normal missionary schedule. What my schedule would end up being is waking up at 6:30, getting to the office by 10, from 10 to 5, roam all over the island, which I hope she'll put like right here.
Okay. Well, bossing me around. Just kidding.
There'll be hopefully my mission map right here, so you can see how big this island is, how much area I was supposed to cover. go around replacing beds, fixing fridges, electrical work, carpentry, everything. Get back to my area by 5 o'clock and proselyte from 5 to 9. There was many nights where we wasn't able to get back to our area till about 8, and we had an hour to go and visit everybody that we had planned. So I told my experience on that in this talk, and to pick up, no, my stories, hold on.
Oh, we gotta tell the rest of the story.
My driving stories. Just as a quick side note, I don't know if you're gonna add this or not. First day driving. I had not driven in 3 months, which may seem odd, but I lost a lot of my driving skills. And once I got out of the office, I lost even more. So it was pretty much a whole new retraining when I got back to the States. My first day of driving, I'm sitting there with 5 elders in the passenger seat, 10 sisters in the back, and I'm taking this zone to their area. I am in the middle of traffic, we're at a standstill, and this bus, these like massive buses that everyone takes, they're public transportation. They normally see about 50, but they fit about 100 people in there. It's awful. But this bus comes and rear ends me.
I haven't even heard this story.
Completely destroys this rental truck's tailgate. But we don't fix it. It's like, yeah, whatever. And then later on, as I'm coming back from the zone, my companion is sleeping, which is a big no-no. And it's a long 2-hour drive with just nothing. It's like driving through Nebraska, just sugarcane farms for miles.
Gonna go to Nebraska and the Dominican Republic.
Oh yeah. So my companion's sleeping, and I'm kind of like zoning out, and I'm not really paying attention to the road. I start drifting over, hit the side rail, and skim the side rail for a little bit. My companion wakes up, starts screaming at me in Spanish. I pull over and he's still screaming at me, and I scream at him, and all is well, and we continue on our way. But those are my 2 driving stories in the Dominican.
I don't know how those relate to us meeting, but some way down the road, gone through. I've never even heard those stories. I feel like we could do a whole video on just like random missions.
My Dominican experiences.
I think if you guys want one of those, let us know below and we'll do it. So let's go back. So he's giving his talk about the whole woodworking and doing all that, and I was sitting there like, that is hot. I was like, that is so cool and attractive, and that was awesome. But then I also thought he got back from his mission less than a year ago. And
it would have been a year at that point.
Yep. Well, it would have been almost, because this was in...
Was it mid-March?
Oh, it was mid-March. So
just about a year.
Yeah, it was just about a year. I'm thinking, well, I already knew. So 1 from that and 2 from the guy. I was like, he is younger than me. I was 24 at the time, and now 25, and I was like, he is so young. It's like, he will never be interested in me. This will never work out. So I was like, nothing, and because he's 21 now, so we have a 4-year gap. Didn't think anything would happen, but I love to just be friendly with people, and just at least try to meet people for friends. So afterwards, I go up and I was like, hey. Because I did have a cousin that served in the Dominican Republic, but there's like a west and east.
There's a west and east and then a Santiago mission.
Okay.
So there's 3 in that country.
So I didn't know which one it was that my cousin served in. So I was like, hey, like, great talk. I know your mission. I don't know if my cousin served there, but I was like, do you know Elder Stowe? And he said,
he was my companion.
I was like, oh, it's so crazy. And this is where it should start, that we had this great conversation. But like right then, the other guy who spoke said something too, and was like, hey, great talk. And like they started going off on a total thing because they're really good friends.
Yeah, lifetime friend. So it was.
They knew each other really well, and I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm not staying around. Like, he doesn't even know me. Like, nothing's gonna happen, whatever. So I walk out. We ended up eating some snacks there, and then I left, and I walked out of church, like, so discouraged and down. I was just like, I had that prompting that I was gonna meet him today, and nothing happened. And so I walk out, like, really just down and kind of frustrated, but also being like, well, I'm happy being single, so I'm totally fine. Didn't think much really of it. One thing I did do, so whenever I've gone to new wards, I like to go through and just add anyone I meet just to make new friends and get to know people a lot better and be able to remember names. It's really easy, it's a way for me to just remember people's names and who they are. So I go home, I add him, don't even think anything of it. So the next day goes on, it's 11 p.m.
Now hold on, let me tag in here.
Okay.
So like she said, she'd come and talk to me for a minute. That is really bright. Crap.
I know.
It's all like, her face is glowing. No, so she comes and talks to me for a minute, and I'm like, oh, well, she was cute. And my buddy came and interrupted us, and it's all right. It's who he is. I mean, nothing against him.
No.
So as I go on to my Sunday, I'm just like, well, yeah, she was actually super cute. Like, I really ought to ask her out. Nah. And that cycle went on throughout the day, went on into Monday, and I'm just like, you really ought to get the gonads to just ask her. Like, you'll never know if you don't ask. Nah, I'm good. Well, come 10 o'clock, I couldn't sleep. I was still with that thought in my head. I'm like, fine, I'll just ask her. So it took me about a half hour to write my response, or to write my question, try and get it all typed out right. Like, it
has to be perfect.
Well, I can't tell you.
It has to be perfect.
I can't tell you how many iterations I went through.
So cute.
Alright, tag.
So it's 11 p.m. and I'm just sitting in my bed, about to go to bed, just messaging a few people on like Facebook. I was talking to some friends and stuff, and about to go to bed when suddenly I get this message that says, let me pull it up 1 second. Okay, so this was the message I get at 10:49 p.m. at night.
I know it's late, and for that I am sorry, but I've had an itching feeling for a good part of today to ask you if you're free on Saturday.
And I'm like, wow, he's bold. I knew exactly what was going on, and I like to give guys the opportunity. I was very caught off guard that this even happened because I was like, nothing. And my response was, haha, all good. I don't have any set plans for Saturday. I was hoping for good weather, but nothing for sure. Why do you ask? Why do you ask?
I says, well, I've got some lift tickets for Sundance on Saturday. You ever been skiing?
And I said, haha, nope. I have never been skiing, and I've lived in Utah most of my life.
I was in the same boat until this season, which refers to the skiing season. Would you want to give it a shot?
I say haha, but also I just laugh. Like, I say that because literally I just laugh at everything, and it's just, but I didn't realize how all my messages.
We still new at this.
Ha, sure, that sounds fun. I've always wanted to try, but fair warning, I don't know how good I will be. I'm always stiff on anything like that, so as long as you are patient.
You'll do great. I'm not sure how great of a teacher I am. I was trying to go on to sound like that.
And then I said, I'm sure you were great. What do I need to bring and what time? And then we kind of went into all the planning stuff and then all that. So it was like an interesting kind of a first date. I actually think we're gonna stop the video here, and we'll because that's kind of how we met. First part of our love story. And we'll should tell you more about the first date and how everything else from there in another video shortly. So yeah, that is how we met, part 1 of our love story. And
should we make it a trilogy?
Make it a trilogy. Part 17. Just kidding. That would probably have to be after we have kids, like each one, but like that'd be a long thing. But yeah, we'll tell you more because this has been a very long video so far, and hope you guys liked it. It'll be great. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up.
Let me know if you want a Dominican Experiences story.
Subscribe. You're supposed to say subscribe.
Subscribe, follow, like, all the good stuff below.
Push the bell notification, and we'll see you. Oh, have a great day, great night.
We'll see y'all.
God bless.